Looks like we got a new friend! Looks like we got a new friend!
Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Conan, entitled Today the Princess, the Nemesis, and the Steed. Welcome! Before we go around and say hello to these wonderful faces around the screen, let's go through our regular channel announcements. FCMEI, I see you in chat there, and I saw your tweet on Twitter about the sticker, and it looks wonderful. So, social links. Oh, my teeth, the whistle thing. I wish I could do that on demand. Do you guys, I love, the anyway. Social links, Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Check out the Discord. It's a safe, inclusive space where you can come and talk about TTRPGs and all the other wonderful things going on in the community. Twitter, send me a DM, and I will get you into a game. Except now only on Wednesday or Friday afternoon, because that's all we've got left before the end of March. So if you're free on a Wednesday or Friday and you think, you know what, I could probably give a roleplay game which might not be D&D a go, send me a tweet or a DM, and I'll get you in a game. Easy. And YouTube, all of the games are currently on YouTube, and you can also you can catch up on this campaign and all the other campaigns and see all the one-shots and all the other wonderful things that we do. It's fun. We also have a Patreon. Our Patreon, we just dipped below our goal again, but we're still super hyped because we're hovering around that goal, you know? It's a really nice place to be. So thank you all so much for your support. You can support us over there for as little as $1. We put up articles regularly on the Patreon about TTRPGs and all the other wonderful things. Renee at the moment just put out a tweet today about if you have played on the Scrax Academy, what was it like and all that, and she's writing the next article now, so that'll be out soon. We have merch. If you want to get a crest on your chest, head over to the Redbubble. I believe all members currently get 20% discount. I'm not sure what it takes to be a member. I assume you just have to make an account, but 20% discount if you're a member, so check that out. We have sponsors in Bird in the Storm Publishing who create modules for D&D and other TTRPGs, and also we are sponsored by Magehand Press, who created the sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e, the Dark Matter Alpha, which is a ton of fun. We use it to play D&D in space on Thursdays. We also have some other things down in the panels below. Check out arasavad.com, tabletalkloot.com, and ruinc.com, where you can get your dice bags and accessories, get your dice, and get your maps and cartography, all down there with 10 to 15% discount depending on which code you use. Also, tweet. Every 10 retweets will gain you, or gain one of the players rather, a random Wild Magic Surge. Not Wild Magic Surge, I thought it was last season. A random potion. A random potion. You know, which is fun. We're currently on 6, so thank you very much everyone for the support and the retweets. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Let's go anti-clockwise, and why don't we do an update by you just telling us what your favourite bit of last week was? Perhaps that was relevant to your character. So we'll go anti-clockwise, and we'll start with Sheepdog.
Hello, I'm Sheepdog. My favourite part of last week?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or just so far?
Yeah, last week.
My favourite part of last week was probably getting to be reasonably effective in combat and seeing Tiliang brutally murder someone.
That did happen.
Yep.
Rick killed a guy. Yeah, no, that happened. It was really cool as well. Next around, we have Chaotic Rogue Natalie.
Hi. Favorite part was I want to go with corrupting the princess a little bit more. I don't like her, but also it was pretty funny.
So, yes, the princess perhaps becoming rather too attached to Elandra. That tough love seems to be working.
Healthy. It's not going to be healthy, guys.
Which
for either side.
Which maybe Hodor sees as well. Or Hoda, sorry. Yeah. Next around, we have Dark Aardvark, Natalie. Oh, hi!
Hello. Yes, I am Dark Aardvark. Favorite part from last week? So hard to choose. It's got to be the princess and Elandra, and watching them do their thing. Sometimes to my horror, but it was all fun.
Yeah, valid. Totally valid. Yeah, and obviously as well, last week, Tiliang, you saw a blast from the past whilst you were wandering through the market space as well.
Yeah, the man that sold me out and why I ended up in slavery is in town wearing a uniform of a guard, so that'll be fun.
Tater, that joke's in slightly poor taste. Lastly around, we have Torn Pixie Twitch. Oh, hi! Now, obviously, we don't have a recap from you last session, but we will start with you also carousing whilst the others are doing other things. Why don't you tell us a little bit yourself and your character, and then we'll dive straight into it.
Shortcuts apparently don't work on my computer. Sorry about that. About myself and my character. Amir is, I don't know, he's a little bit different. He's very different from, well, they. Gotta get that in my head because it's definitely they. Very different from a lot of characters I've played. I don't think I've really ever done a barbarian that's actually a barbarian, and they're definitely that.
Yeah.
They definitely have an attachment to those children. What happened to those children, by the way?
Well, I think that will be exactly what you get up to when we get back to town. The first town that we encounter, Mimir, you arrive with those children who travelled with you, the ones that we do not forget regularly. And what would you like to do with the children? I mean, obviously they're all from a faraway land to the north. Some of them may not. Some of them are young enough that they might not even remember their home so well.
Yeah.
Whereas others clearly would have fond memories, but also quite a lot of death memories. And they all sort of look to you as, you know... I mean, Hoda's a northern person as well, but they don't really know him, whereas Mimir, they know them quite well. So they'll definitely stick to you as you arrive in this town, which I should call you... is known as Yazud.
Is what?
Yazud.
Is it? Okay.
To be clear, you've gone all the way up the east side of the mountain, around and back down. So this is some months after the underground city.
Okay, so at this point, the children probably have an understanding. It will be a long time before home becomes a thing.
Yeah.
I think one of the big things then would be getting them trained so that they can survive with all the craziness that's going on. It's like, look, I know we're going to be dealing with stuff for this princess because apparently that has to happen. She's not budging. Ugh. Whatever, princesses are a thing. Most times they're not a major inconvenience. But I think it would be really, really good if we got you guys, you know, so you could take care of yourselves to a degree. Because this place is dangerous.
Okay. So, in terms of carousing activities, we can meet a patron, which I don't think you necessarily would like to do, am I right in thinking? You're quite happy being independent? You can meet a patron who can fund your expeditions and that sort of thing. You could undergo some trade, gambling, or look for some rumours, or the other one which no one has really done is recovery, because, you know, we don't really need to recover from anything, we're all fine.
We're fine. Just, yeah.
Oh yes, there was a little bit, wasn't there?
There was.
It's more for longer term problems. Wounds and trauma. Did you receive any wounds?
I don't believe so.
Because I think you just got some vigor knocked off, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Not much.
Yeah, so we'll say your vigor's restored by now. We'll start, because we're taking breaks between each story, we'll say you start with each session with full vigor. So I've really got my work cut out if I want to try and kill you guys. Not that I'd do that.
So yeah. Well, I don't think gambling's really much of his thing.
I mean, there's also Cultivate Renown, which we could reskin as training.
I like that.
Players often undertake what can be described as an epic bout of celebration and excess. During this time, the player character recounts tales of heroism and danger, feasts heartily, drinks to excess, and enjoying the company of others. I could say we could swing that, so instead of telling stories, you are telling the stories to the children and teaching them lessons.
Giving them background, especially for the younger ones that don't remember their home.
Now, here's the thing with carousing. Essentially, things cost you money. When you're carousing, these things cost you money, and there is a chance to get things back. In this case, during Cultivating Renown, I guess that would count as investing in equipment to train them with.
Ooh, that's ouch.
So if the amount of gold that you spend on equipment, I will roll some combat dice, and if the total amount rolled is equal to or higher than your character's current renown, I can increase your renown. However, if one or more effects are generated, the character suffers from some negative attention as well.
Okay. What would, like, as in negative points on renown? Is that a possibility?
No, more like you would cause some trouble. So last week we might have had a fire start and some glasses broken.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like the idea of that. Maybe not so much the negatives, but I mean, we'll see what happens.
So what is your current renown?
0.
Oh, well, I mean, this should be easy, right? Easy claps. You won't need to have to spend much gold on this. To be fair, the adventurers didn't start the fire. There was just pitch when the adventurers were there. They were long gone when the fire started.
Okay.
So how much gold would you like to put into trying to increase your renown / training the kids?
Probably like 2 or 3, because Mimir isn't very well at it either.
It's up to you. It's your choice.
Yeah, no, two or 3. 3.
Looks like we got a new friend.
3. Okay, so remove 3 gold, and I will roll some combat dice. Have I lost the combat dice? Oh no. Oh no, I just had the game from last session open still. That'll be why. There we go. I was looking in the Eberron Roll20 like, where's all the special macros? So first up. Oh, we've also got the wrong thing on the Pro Streamer over here. I've got the wrong thing up on the thing. Okay, so that's 1 plus an effect. So that's 1 effect so far. There we go. And now chat can see normally as well. 1 effect, lovely. 3. So your 3 is higher than your renown, so your renown goes up by 1. Now I ask you, could you please roll me a 1d? I'm fairly sure it's a d20, or is it a d6? Let's go for a d6. Roll me a d6. So, whilst you are doing this, you are training in a area which is the city doesn't really have much in the way of buildings. People just set up camp around. So whilst you are training with the boys, one of the younger ones goes staggering, or is maybe knocked way off course, and ends up going sword and all through someone's tent. And the owner would like compensation of 1 gold for the.
Okay, I wouldn't argue with that. I mean, this kid's clumsiness could have killed the person.
Yeah, so that's nice and simple. You resolve the issue by paying the man some gold. He thanks you and tells you that his name is Shalim, and if you wish to see him later on, he'd be pleased to share a drink with an honest person.
Okay. Drinks later would be good, because training children, that's a chore.
Yeah.
I did not expect the chore when I took it on.
And thank you, chat. We are at 12 retweets, which means we have a retweet to gift. So let's go for Sheepdog 1, Pixie 4, and round that way. So with a space, otherwise it won't work. Natalie. Ha 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 ha! See what I did there? Chaotic Rogue Natalie. You have gained a potion.
Oh god.
It maybe was let's say as you're just leaving this room for the night, it turned up on the side table. You might have mistaken it for water, which is, you know, granted in this arid desert. They'd give you water, but when you leave, you realize that actually it's another one of these sealed wax top bottles with the opaque glass.
Cool. Snag that, put it in my pocket, and continue off to my 6 a.m. meeting.
Of course. So, Mimir, with the rest of your day, obviously you'll continue training the kids. It goes well. A lot of the older ones, having been in a slave uprising, understand the basics of brutality and fighting, and even the younger ones can see the importance of it. So they're all very willing to learn. They will assert themselves fully to your training.
How is Snotty doing?
He's, he's been a bit sandy the whole way. Why don't you give me a command roll to see how,
Let's see.
Thank you. Two. Yeah, do you know what? Since the whole thing, Snotty has somewhat learnt the error of his ways and looks up to you with a new light. It feels maybe a little fake, but they're doing what you're telling them to do.
Snotty's gonna be a politician. Can tell.
Chat is bloodthirsty today. They want fires and kids dead and all sorts.
I think at some point Mimir would have actually asked him for his name instead of calling the child Snotty all the time.
Okay, he'll tell you that his name is Brynjolf.
Brynjolf? Okay. That way we can...
Yeah, Brynjolf. Damn it, I used to know what that name meant, but I've forgotten now. But I'm sure it means something ironic in this case. Yeah, they apply themselves, you train them well, and in the evening you see a fire raising from the center of the city.
Well, I would probably assume it wasn't me. We should probably find the rest of the group wherever they went off to, because fires aren't good and we don't know what kind of resources they have here to handle that.
Okay, so as you go to try and find the others, we'll say that you find Huda and Tiliang late in the evening as they return to camp. But Ilandra and the princess are nowhere to be seen. I believe Hoda arrives first because Hoda did the classic I'm and he leaves thing, right?
He did.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh dear. Where's everybody else?
I believe the princess is with Ilandra and Tiliang is coming along.
Whose idea was that?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. I didn't think it was a good idea the first time before the fire. But at this point... Hmm?
Alondra regrets not being around for this conversation because this is hilarious.
Before the fire. So that was you guys.
Well, it was, and it was, the guards were going to set fire to a house of alcohol, but then we stopped them, but I guess we just left before someone accidentally set fire to the house. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't there. I don't know why it caught fire.
Okay. We'll ask Alondra when she gets back, because that feels more like Alondra.
I'm sure she has more information.
Yeah. Okay. Kids are coming along well, so we shouldn't have to worry about them too much. They're doing much better.
Well,
I know that was one of the big concerns, was their ability to actually be useful.
I believe that was your concern. I was not worried about the children.
No, my concern was getting them home. I didn't care if they were useful.
I also did not concern about that.
I noticed.
But you are doing well with the children?
Yeah. I think next time I try and set up a ring so we don't potentially stab someone who's like sleeping in their tent.
Well, I am the princess asked me to help her fight, so tomorrow in the morning I will be doing that. If you would like to bring children, they can watch or they can join in. I do not mind. But
I think for training the princess, I think the children could be good because children do wild things sometimes.
I think the children will be better trained already than her.
Right. That's the idea, though.
So maybe she could learn from them.
Yes.
During this conversation, Mimir, I would like you to have a flashback to a memorable part of your day today. Can you please roll me 2d20? It's the total I'm looking for. I've just chucked it in Zoom chat, just in case. Or have I lost sound? Are you guys still there? Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
Cool. Have you rolled the roll? I can't see it.
Sorry, wait. Who is it? Me? Was I not paying attention?
No, Mimir.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Pixie. You really looked like you were doing it. You were like smiling and going like, ah.
I thought you were talking to Hodir on that. So.
No. Mimir, please. Oh, I should get rid of that warning. Today's game shouldn't include electrocution and immolation. That was the last game.
What?
I wouldn't worry about it. It's fine.
Ooh.
20.
Luckily, it's just the total, not the actual rolls.
Ah. That sums up my role so well, though. It's like,
So, as you were finishing up and leading your way back, I imagine you would have hurried along because you had a small fist of children with you. You've got like essentially your own brigade to look after. But you did see several strange-looking people who were walking together but splitting apart as the sun was setting at the end of the day. Each one wore white robes with strange desert flowers looped around their neck like a broad necklace.
okay. I would ask Hodir if he knew anything about that.
Do I?
I think last week we had someone with the desert flower necklace around them, but I believe it was the priest that you spoke to.
Oh, okay.
If my memory serves me correctly, that is.
I possibly. I did speak to a priest who had the symbol. But...
So this is a religious thing. Okay.
Possibly. It might be a family thing, and the priest is part of the family. He didn't know very much about gods when I asked him, so...
Maybe more cults then.
Could be.
Okay. Well, I guess I don't think we'll worry about them unless they become an issue at some point.
I'm sure if they are a problem, they will become our problem.
That seems to be the thing.
Yes, it seems to be how this expedition is going. So
Expedition, as if we came here willingly in the first place.
true.
Okay.
And after a short while of talking, Tiliang didn't hang around, so Tiliang should return soon after.
Hello. How was your
Oh.
day, Mimir?
Well, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
That's good.
The children are getting much, much better.
That's good.
Still kind of
Jamie.
watching that one a little bit. I mean, his attitude's improved, but you never know.
You never know when he'll backslide or if it's real change.
Now, we'll see. Well, I mean, he was a bit older, so he might be a little bit more stuck. But
Time will tell.
yes, indeed. I heard you guys had a bit of fun in town.
I don't think it was fun, but stuff happened. The princess instigated some stuff. So,
The princess, I'm not entirely surprised.
no, I'm not either. But it was taken care of.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of feeling the sooner we can move on from this town, the better.
I would agree, but I ran into the person that sold me out into slavery.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, well, he doesn't know I'm in town anyway. But I plan on doing something about that, and if you guys wanted to help, that'd be cool, but I get it if you don't want to.
It
I mean,
depends what you want to do.
Well, I'd like to teach him a lesson.
Please take your seats.
I'm open to what that lesson is, but he didn't have very much regard for my life, so I don't know.
are you saying you do not know how much regard you have for his life, or?
Having a very difficult time finding any regard for him at this point. Well, vengeance is the word that comes to mind for it. Did any of you wind up in slavery from treachery or betrayal?
Not necessarily the treachery and betrayal. We got invaded.
I got jumped on the road, so
You got jumped on the road?
yes, there were many of them, and they beat me.
They tend to do that beating thing. They're big fans of it.
They took my horse, but I got him back.
Yes. Well,
When you talk about revenge, are we talking?
I want to
a
do
quick-
to him what I did to the guard.
Oh, so just a quick beheading, not like torture and pain or anything like that.
Oh, I hadn't considered that. I think the satisfaction of knowing he's gone would be enough.
oh, I do not see the point of torture if you're just gonna kill them. That's wasteful. If you're gonna use something like that, it should be so that they learn not to do the thing, which means you don't kill them.
That makes sense. Does that mean you guys might help?
I think so. I I can understand that if I could find mine. I'm not too focused on it, but if I was able to find the people the specific individuals.
I had no plans on tracking him down ever, but it's presented itself, so I think I would regret not doing anything.
It may be that the gods are putting him there for you to handle that.
That's true. I don't want to anger the gods by ignoring what they've put in my path.
Yes.
It's very hard to tell what the gods want, to be honest. They might put him in your path so that you can get over it, forgive, and move on.
That's possible.
Forgiving will not stop him from doing it to others.
That's true, and I would definitely like him to not do it anymore to anybody else.
Well, you could cut off his legs. Then it'd be very difficult for him to do it again, but he would still be alive.
No, but true.
Or cut off his hands, maybe. That works too.
He is a thief. That would make his livelihood very difficult.
Let's play it by ear, based on how things
The
go.
situation will dictate some things for sure. Yeah. I think I'm gonna turn in for the night and be well rested for whatever happens.
Yes, I have an early morning. I must train the princess.
That's assuming she gets back. We haven't seen her. Or Alondra.
I think they were gonna stay in a rented room.
You guys rented a room.
I didn't.
They stole some money, so they decided to.
Well, I don't think the children need to know that that's how that happened.
No.
Okay. So you guys are bedding down?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well then we will go.
Sorry. I do just want to walk to Sleipnir, give him a pat before I go to bed.
Yep, very close to the camp. You can go and visit Sleipnir. Sleipnir is happy, as horses go. I suppose their version of carousing has been a nice bag of oats, and they've been drinking deeply from a trough. It's they're living horsey heaven.
Just not. I don't even need to like particularly interact or anything. Just checking that he's doing well, being fed, etc.
Nudges your arm, which is where the princess keeps treats that she gives him.
The princess gives him treats. Of course she does.
You've spotted it many times. You must have done.
No, you get no treats. You still get no treats.
The horse just looks at you.
I will ignore the horse and walk away. Guilt does not work on me, sir. I don't need those puppy dog horse eyes.
So you leave the horse alone, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So as we all bed down, then we'll skip through the night, and we will go to the first person who wakes up, which I believe will be Alandra.
Yeah, because didn't I get a note saying be somewhere for 6 a.m.?
Yes, you did.
That's all I remember.
You have a note to meet of the two people that you met in the bar, which was covered in pitch and eventually set fire. It was the slightly more quiet, sensible one.
There we go. Excellent.
I told you to meet in one of the buildings in the small part of town.
Perfect. I'm just gonna go. Why not?
Okay. And as you get there, you can see him outside, waiting. I wasn't sure if you would come.
Hey. Always up for any opportunity. So, what are we talking about?
Zamora and the future. But not up here, let's head down.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It takes you down into a antechamber.
Mm-hmm.
Where they immediately begin changing. They toss you a white robe.
Oh god.
And they also put on a white robe. They do it quite decently. They don't, they don't expose themselves or anything. It's not like that.
Okay.
There's even screens if you want to go behind a screen. They dress into a long white robe with desert flowers in a necklace around them and encourage you to wear the same.
Right, why?
If anyone happens upon us, we can say it is a religious meeting.
Alright. It's gonna be enough if I just throw this over what I'm wearing?
I guess, as long as you are good at hiding it.
Yeah. So I just toss it over whatever I'm wearing. I'm gonna try to look the part without getting rid of my stuff.
Yeah, okay. You can totally do that. I'll bear that in mind. And so you go down and you find this reasonably large congregation. For a small building, there's quite a large basement. Of about 40 people. And the priest, which you would recognize from Hoda's meeting yesterday, takes the stage. Looks across and says, "Friends, I see our number has expanded since yesterday. Quick and passionate are the people of Zamora. And soon we will take back this land. Yesterday, 3 Aquilonians were killed outside a pub. Later, that pub was burned. But it is an interesting development. I believe the fight was started by not one of our number, but one of the more loud local youths. That was local youths, not yokel youths. I think the time draws near. We should attach ourselves to merchant caravans and other caravans heading towards Zamora. I believe the cults there have also been growing in size, and soon we will be ready to overthrow these Aquilonian invaders. If we would like to stay and usurp the Aquilonians here before we leave, I am willing to have that debate now. And there's sort of like, the hushed babble of people sort of having a quick discussion in pairs or threes, and the person who came with you turns to you and says, I think it would be madness. You saw what happened to our friend yesterday. If it hadn't been for you and your friends, we would probably all be dead.
Yeah. All of this, it's very interesting.
We won't do anything by acting brashly. We have to consider our moves and...
No, of course. Of course. Huh. Glad to see something's happening there.
Oops. That's louder than I expected. You are aligned with us, correct? You wish to see the Aquilonian king usurped?
Oh, of course.
I thought as much.
There's no business in that one hurling things. Also, bit of a point of just interest at this point, seeing as they enslaved me at one point, so it's really just a little personal.
You have bad blood, I saw it. I saw it in your eyes. You looked both happy and sad that the princess started a fight. At first I thought you just didn't like her, but now I see you.
Oh, no, I also don't like her.
Oh.
It's a combination of all three.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, that's still serviceable. Okay. So, you and your friends, you are in a group, a troop, yes?
I suppose you can call us that. We were all captured and made into slaves together, and then we escaped together because, well, none of us liked being slaves.
I can see a lot of sense behind that way of thinking. What cover are you using to travel? And could I use your caravan to smuggle some of my men towards Zamora?
We don't really have a caravan. We've got a lot of children.
You openly march like an army?
No, not like an army, like a circus troupe.
Oh,
That's probably
that's your cover. You're a circus troupe?
not exactly. We are just travelers. It just looks very strange. I mean, probably could get passed off as a circus troupe. I'm not certain why we haven't tried that one yet. It's actually not the worst idea I've had all day.
Huh.
Although I guess it's only 6 a.m.
I mean, without some sort of cover, you would either surely be mistaken as wandering barbarians or some sort of
Okay.
army movement. You're all armed, heavily.
I mean, sure. Some of us are, more than others. But yes. Yeah. Let me talk to the group. We do need a cover. We do need a better cover, and kind of liking the circus idea. But, perhaps we can see about taking on some of the people.
The rest of the room seems to be split directly in half. Half are arguing that they should attack the Aquilonians here and not leave the town to the Zamorans, and the other half think that this would be foolish and that all of their progress would be destroyed. Do you wish to weigh in on the conversation at all?
Oh, does Alondra want to talk? Of course she wants to talk. This is not going to go well. Have you met her? She's the worst. Alondra kind of looks around the room, and so there's one main guy that seems to be leading this, right? That's kind of
The priest, yeah.
What's the priest doing at this point?
He
Take sides and go to the front.
looks thoughtful, looking from one side of the room to the other.
I'm gonna go approach him. I look to the other guy. I'm like, I'll be right back, and head towards the priest.
And as you approach, he sort of does a small bow. You see, it's the same one that he did to Hodia earlier, but Hodia couldn't see it.
Fair. I try to mimic it, and probably poorly.
I have not seen you amongst my flock before.
New to town.
Hmm.
Not a fan of these people either, though. So, really,
Nice.
what are you going to do about this town?
Well, I grew up here. In my mind, the Aquilonians have to be usurped one way or another. They or other ruling parties have always owned us.
Right. So, and you don't have a stronghold anywhere. Not since they've taken over everything.
There is a place in the desert, a small temple, which we call our own.
I bet. It's a temple in the desert. Really, a town would suit you far better. Haven.
You think, well, I mean, this is a city more than a town, but
Yeah, that's fair.
you think is that your counsel, that we should rise up and take this as a haven before we move on Zamora?
Otherwise, you're just going to keep spreading your people thin.
In my mind, I have two options. We make a stronghold here where we can actively oppose Zamora, the capital. Or all of our followers congregate in Zamora and take the head off the snake, and then return with Zamoran soldiers to usurp the rest of the Aquilonians when they are leaderless.
Do you have enough people to do that this time?
I have managed this small amount from this town. I imagine my brothers and sisters in other towns will have managed similar. Or at worst, at least small groups. We should have 100, 200 strong men.
And that you think is enough to take over the capital? They have so many people around here.
Yes, we would not be able to do it by strength of arm. It would have to be
Aye.
a cunning plan.
Unless you've got a good one up your sleeve. It may be best to play a longer game and take out... Maybe it's not this town. Maybe it is this town. But taking back something. Because then the rest of these people, they might follow suit. They may just be too afraid to side with you at this point. There may be more. So.
No, it's okay. They make short work of those who actively oppose them. But those who are quiet can... you know, get by.
They may not realize the number that's here.
Do you counsel that I should bide my time, build my numbers, take back this city or another one nearby?
Aye, that'd be my thoughts, but who am I? I am just a wandering traveler who happened to have been captured as a slave and then escaped. So, really.
Not
Yeah,
only
fuck
are you a wandering traveler, you are a wise wandering traveler. I will heed your words today.
You should tell that to the rest of my party. They really don't think that I'm that smart, so... I'd like that in writing if possible.
I don't think your friend appreciated my counsel very much yesterday. A strong-willed person.
Oh, yeah, that's him.
I get the impression that the earth could rupture and not break his path.
I'm pretty sure I've almost seen that happen, so yeah. Yeah, that's him. Strange fellow. You all are.
And he thanks you for your counsel and addresses everyone and says, I have fought long and hard. I believe we should wait. Sure, we have 40 now, and maybe all told we may even have nearly 100, 200. But that is not enough to attack Zamora. I think that we need a stronghold before we start making plans to overthrow the Aquilonian Empire. And whether that is here in this city or a nearby village, we need to start somewhere. And everyone murmurs. Rabble, 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 rabble. Not angrily, but thoughtfully. They all seem to take his word with a great amount of respect, and he clearly takes your word with a great amount of respect as well. He saw wisdom in you.
Oh god. Terrible life choice. Anyways.
So, who wakes up first in the campsite? Hold on, what time... Did you tell, is it Cassandra? Is that the wrong campaign? Christinia! Did you tell Christinia what time you expected her?
She said she wanted to be trained. I said I would train you. So I'm waking up at dawn, and I will be in a clearing waiting for her until she turns up. Although when the kids wake up, which will probably be before her, I'll train them too, sure.
Okay, so would it be safe to say that Mimi would wake up in this time as well?
Yeah, because knows that a bunch of kids isn't necessarily Hodier's thing. So he knows he needs to at least be there, if not helping.
So yeah, until everyone else wakes up and there's something for me to do, Hodier's literally just going to be standing there with his staff waiting.
And Tiliang, what sort of time would you wake?
She probably wouldn't be sleeping much longer than Hoder.
Okay. And you also stay in the camp?
Yes, absolutely.
So the sun is quite high. You can estimate it's probably 10 a.m. when Christinia sachets towards the camp. She has with her a chilled milk drink that she is sipping on as she enters the camp, and she walks straight up to Hodir unashamedly and says, "Good morning, Hodir. I'm ready for training."
Good morning, Princess. Mimir, do the children want to come and train as well, or shall I just get started with the princess?
I think Mimir would have already started with the children, and Mimir would look at her. I think you could pretty much say good afternoon at this point.
I mean, we didn't arrange a time.
Right, but we have been traveling for a bit, and morning is typically cooler. I don't know why you would choose to train in the afternoon.
Huh.
If you are enthusiastic about training, you would wake up at dawn and you would have been here when I was here.
I will take that on advisement. It won't happen again?
We'll see.
Okay, so how do we start?
You stand there.
Okay. Do I get a pickaxe like Tiliang?
You stand there. And I start walking around her.
Please tell me you have a stick.
Does she move to follow me around?
Yeah, she immediately turns to see as you walk around.
I whack her with my stick.
Ow! Wow! Why?
You stand there. And I keep walking around.
And she looks forward for a minute. But as you enter her peripheral vision on the left, as you come around, she turns to look at you again.
Whack.
Ah! Dude, what? This isn't training?
Whack.
Ow! What is the meaning of this?
I keep walking around.
You can see her struggling to hold her tongue as she knows that if she says anything,
If she moves or says anything, I will whack her again.
and you see
Whack.
you see something that the princess isn't the dullest knife in the drawer. You see a look of concentration come across her face as she starts thinking.
So, if she does nothing from this point, I'm going to walk around her for about 30 minutes. So, if she does anything in that time, I whack her with the stick. And yeah, I walk around for her for 30 minutes.
What she might do is, after about 5 minutes of thinking, she realizes that every time you've whacked her, she's made a noise. So she'll try just like first twitching her fingers.
I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to perceive that, so.
Slowly moves her hand. Like, not outside of her body space, but just like up her body and down again.
Again, wouldn't be able to hear that.
she thinks again for about another 2 to 3 minutes. Oh dear.
Whack.
This isn't right. I'm able to cheat.
I whack her and keep walking around. It's not like full blown smacks or anything. It's like a just a quick tap. A smack basically on the legs.
She looks across to Mimir.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Welcome in, Greg and Raiders. I hope you had a lot of fun playing Tales from the Wild Blue. Welcome.
Welcome
Wild Blue
to
yonder.
training.
Yes, we have a princess
Oh, dear.
being hit with a stick. She looks across to Mimir.
Good. Here's your
Waits for Hodir to not be directly in front of her, just in case. She's paranoid. And thank you very much, Kiana, for the sub. That's your 8th month in a 6-month streak. Thank you. She looks across at Mimir and she sort of mouths. Very slowly.
Can I hear any rustle of clothes or anything?
You would probably hear a small rustle when she does the shield action.
Yeah, I'll whack her.
You probably whack her again when she rubs it, right?
Yep.
Would Mimir respond at all or ignore her?
Would shake his head because he's probably got an idea what's going on here. Learning discipline before learning the rest of it.
She oh, do you know what? I'm trying to think of a descriptive word other than salty for the way she looks, but my narrative prowess
Salty.
is failing me. She looks salty.
Frustrated, maybe.
Yeah, definitely frustrated. And do you know what? I think probably it won't be the first time or the second time. It's probably going to take until around noon to 1 o'clock. Oh, dear. Let's see if we can get you to roll to decide what happens first.
Okay.
I think I would like. Ooh. Let's roll your command versus her discipline.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh dear.
No.
Hmm. Oh dear. So the success there, the 5, was a singular success for her on discipline.
Yeah.
So she does eventually learn. It probably takes some time. She does eventually learn to stay still. However, the second roll was for her resistance to the heat, and after about 2 hours in the heat, she will begin to sag.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Mediterranean Domain, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome. In fact, she probably falls to her knees in a sort of a flump sound.
I won't whack her for that, but I will stop and ask, do you wish to stop training?
Can I
We
train?
should probably do some water.
Can I train and have water?
Sure, you can have water. If you wish to stop training.
Can I train again tomorrow?
Yes. If you're here earlier, you may be able to train for more than an hour.
I would like to stop training.
Okay. Now, before you go and get some water, tell me what you learned.
She pauses for the longest moment. I am learning how to take a hit?
Nope. It is easy to take a hit.
I'm learning how quickly I bruise.
Anything else?
Can I have some time to think about what you're trying to teach me?
If you like.
Thank you, Hoda.
If you cannot think of the right answer, then we will do the same tomorrow.
Roll me another command roll.
Okay.
Your difficulty would have been 2, but she's at least applied herself a little bit, so we'll make it 1. You just need 1 success. Oh boy.
Hoda doesn't do command. He was never a commander, he was always a warrior.
I will think about it and come with an answer tomorrow morning at dawn.
If you want to come at dawn, you can come at dawn.
But you said... Okay, thank you, Hoda.
Go get some water.
She stands slowly and sort of stumbles away to get some water.
Well, I guess, seeing as my day has just been cut very short considerably, I might wander over and help training the kids.
Okay.
Ooh, actually, I do know about that priest person coming through.
Mm-hmm.
I should look at that. But I can do a little training with the kids maybe before that.
So, how many days are you going to do that exercise with her before you tell her?
Usually, we would do maybe a week or 2, but
I don't think we have that kind of time.
well, we have all the time we need. But I mean, I think she may need longer to figure out exactly what she should be doing.
You sure it's not just you don't like having the excuse to hit her occasionally?
I did not offer to train her. She asked me to train her. This is how I was trained. If she wants someone else to train her, I'm sure Elandra can help her.
I'm not sure I would trust that.
How are the kids getting along?
How would that have gone today?
Make me a command roll.
Yep.
With the one command, they are mixed group. Most of them are excited to get on with the training. Some of the younger ones begin to get bored and spend maybe a little too long around the water whilst you're training them.
Mm-hmm.
However, the child who was previously known as Snotty, Brynjolf, starts really putting in a lot of effort and starts bringing you water whenever you look thirsty, and fetching equipment for you when you start looking for equipment, and just being really, really super helpful all the time.
I don't trust it yet. Don't trust it yet. Nope. I'll think but I think you can probably tell I'm not buying it yet.
Well, would you like me to have a spar with any of them? Are any ready?
I think there should be a few ready at this point for a bit of sparring. Especially the ones that had been resisting joining the guard. Maybe a couple that had joined the guard but weren't like complete dicks. They were just surviving.
Oh yeah, and you've got a bit of a feel for them as well, you know, like...
Yeah.
Some of them are a bit like Snotty. Not as bad, but, you know, you can tell they're just adapting to put themselves on top of whatever way they can. Others seem as though they are genuinely just trying to get by. And they use the training, and if anything, they have renewed vigor, and they are genuinely glad to be training under a Northman.
Okay. Okay, so yeah. There's a few that are ready for sparring, I believe. Learning how to battle properly, unlike this Aquilonian stuff that some were taught.
Well, bring them forward. I will fight them.
Okay. So Mimir would bring probably only a couple would be ready at this point, right?
Yeah.
And just for fun, throws in Brynhild. just see how much this kid's learned.
Brynhild has been brimming with enthusiasm, probably nearby and heard your conversation, and was looking at Mimir with like the keenness, the golden-eyed keenness of a one wanting to take part. The notice me senpai look. As you two are talking, and you pick out a couple. Let's say it's Bornhold and Yerik. Both are ready, and then you throw in Brynhild as well, and Brynhild is first. They're first, ready.
Let me beat on this blind man. Please, kid.
I've got like 3 kids.
Yeah. Well, they're teenagers. They're probably like...
Well, yeah, but you know, younger.
Yeah, in the Conan universe, they'd still just about be considered children. There's not really a teenage years. Once you get to about 14, you're an adult, you know, so they're getting close to that.
Okay. I'm going to, once they've prepared, and I'm going to wander into the middle of them and take a fairly casual guard stance. Okay, when you are ready.
Brynhild rushes in straight away. An 8... Probably... I don't think an 8's going to be good enough to have a single strike on that.
Should I parry, or...?
You can parry. Oh, yeah. So he attacks with a 0 and you parry. Would you like to do anything with the parry, like counterattack?
No. I'll just block the hit and stay standing there.
The other two hesitate, and one of them looks across to Mimir and says, "But Mimir, he is blind."
Do not treat him any different than you would otherwise. He will surprise you. That is the thing with old warriors.
If I could not handle your attacks, I would not tell you to attack.
Okay. And the two separate and move around Odir, so they can attack from each side, whilst Brynhild attacks again.
Okay.
Awful.
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah, you don't even need to parry, to be honest, unless you want to counterattack.
I'll counter, yeah.
Yeah, with one success on a parry, you can counterattack.
Okay. I'd like to...
Sounds like that stings.
I'd like to sweep his leg up and just plant him flat on his ass. and then move back into position, like positioning myself to defend against both of the other two.
Yeah. Well, you certainly do. I won't get you to roll damage. We're just sparring, but you put Brynjolf on the floor very quickly.
Dumped on his ass.
With the critical success as well, you'll also get some more momentum. So, free momentum for the party there. The other two will try and attack in unison with one another, and one of them nearly gets a hit on you. But in general, they spar much more respectfully than Brynjolf does. Brynjolf has got a lot of passion, but also
a lot of enthusiasm, but very little control.
Yes, exactly. And Tilliang, what have you been doing whilst this has all been going on?
Started off watching. Was probably there for the entirety of the training of the princess and trying to laugh quietly, not out of any sort of sense of politeness, but to not distract Hodor and let him know when to smack her. And then probably loses a little interest once it's time to start training the kids and wanders off, finding some way to conceal her identity, which shouldn't be too conspicuous in a desert setting, and try to find out more about Xanathar in town and what he's doing, if he's got like a patrol, or was he just there in a disguise to rob the place, or what was going on there.
Okay, so you would like to go and do some more carousing, go and look for some more rumors?
Pretty much, yeah. That sounds like the thing.
Okay, well, how much gold will you spend on bribes and things?
Well, I'm only in possession of 2 gold at this point in time, but she would place herself destitute and spend both of those.
Okay, so there is a person who, a merchant who works near the guards station, and perhaps sees you looking that way, and she sort of calls across and says, "Oh, you there? You should come and look at my wares."
Oh, okay.
I see you staring at the guard station. You are very obvious.
Oh, am I? Thank you for letting me know.
Who is it you look for? A lover? An enemy?
One of those, yes.
You know, I've really got an ideal position here if you wanted to track movements or anything of one of the guards.
I would like that very much.
Ah, if only I could sell these wares.
Oh, this looks lovely. I'll take that. Just points at something.
And she holds her hand out.
Drops the coin in. The one I'm looking for, and then I'll describe Xanathar to her.
Ah, there's a Moran guard.
Yes.
One of the very few. In fact, possibly the only one in the entire city. He's a turncoat.
He is indeed.
And a rising star. He got in good with some lord for some reason.
That's what he does.
And, well, let's just say he goes through the ranks like a favorite child. At the moment, I believe he's a sergeant or captain. But it won't be long until he's transferred to the capital.
It's quite good information. Thank you very much.
Yes, make sure you water it twice a day, otherwise the clay will crack. As a guard walks past.
Takes her by surprise, but she catches on fast enough. Oh, yeah. Thank you. It's a lovely piece, and I would very much like to keep it in good repair.
Yes, come back tomorrow, and I'll let you know more about how to take care of it.
I shall. Thank you.
Elandra, during the meeting, towards the end, the priest will stand, and they say that now there is a priest coming through town today. A man of some renown from the capital city. No one is to do anything. We do not act against this person. They are potentially one of our allies. I will speak to them and see if they have Zamora at heart. I do not think if they are not I think if they are not willing to be part of our cause, I do not think it would be a good idea to do anything rash. Patience and planning. That is our way. Meeting dismissed. Have a good day, everyone. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, cool. Wonderful. Meanwhile, the entire time, Elandra's thinking, don't do anything I would do. Got it. Okay.
You gave really good advice, though. It didn't sound like the sort of thing you'd do at all.
No. No, she just makes rash decisions when she actually thinks something through. It's maybe not the worst. Maybe not. Who knows? This could go horribly south for them.
What does Elandra do with the rest of her day?
Oh, I go find the other people. I go find everybody else.
Okay, so you'd probably see the princess walking back towards the market.
How beat up does she look?
Covered in bruises. She's tried to arrange her robe over her body so that she doesn't look so bruised. But you can see she bruises like a peach. It's not necessarily that these bruises are very deep or very black.
No.
She's just covered in light brown bruising.
Alondra laughs because she's a jerk. As she sees the princess and is right. So you had a good training session today.
Oh, hi, Elandra. You realise she was trying to hide behind a menu badly.
Oh yeah.
Hi. Yes, do you understand, Hoda?
Does anybody?
Well, he made me stand in the sun for, like, ever. And every time I moved or talked or did anything, he hit me with a stick, and then at the end asked me what I'd learned.
And what did you learn?
But Hoda's really mean!
You're not wrong. That's not the lesson he's trying to teach you. But you're not wrong.
You know what lesson he's trying to teach me?
Everybody knows what lesson he's trying to teach you.
What? No! I don't!
Well, gonna have to figure that one out on your own.
No, please, you can help me. I'll steal you something, right? I mean, I'll steal you something.
Yeah, one, inside voice, so don't talk about that out loud. Two,
Sorry.
You need to learn this one on your own. You wanted to do the training, darling. You can't cheat that. There are some things in this world you can't cheat.
Did you do this training?
No. God, no.
What?
I just know things.
Is he trying to teach me to stand up for myself?
Do you think that's what he's trying to teach you?
I don't know. Like, I tried mouthing to Mimir should I defend myself, but...
Oh, that's a terrible plan. You shouldn't have done that one.
What,
She's not going to tell you anything either. She's going to make you learn this on your own.
Well, so are you.
Yeah. We're all jerks like that. It's part of the training. You wanted this. This is what you're getting.
Deep frustration and concentration covers her face. She clearly doesn't know what to say. Maybe a little bit of, like, feeling betrayed as well. Like...
Yeah, that's fair. Right, what are you going to do with the rest of your day, dear? You just going to nurse those bruises? Think about what you're supposed to have learned?
Well, that was my plan. I was going to buy some iced drinks. I got really hot in the sun. And then Hodir said I couldn't train anymore, but I saw the kids having drinks all day.
Kids are also probably up early. And training for a heck of a lot longer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they said that if I really wanted to learn, I'd have been there at dawn, but no one had told me that before I turned up, like... And the hotel bed was really comfy.
I know. You'll be fine if you follow Hodir's instructions.
Okay, Alondra.
Just have patience. You may not learn it right away.
Am I supposed to wait him out?
She smiles and walks away. She's gonna head towards finding the rest of the group.
You leave this perplexed woman drinking an iced beverage which she regularly presses on her fresh bruises, with a look of absolute confusion upon her face. And we pan back. We'll follow you to the it's not far. We'll follow you into the camp as Elandra arrives. I've just seen what you put in chat. Elandra arrives in camp.
You're welcome.
For the YouTube video, Natalie put Elandra has no idea what he's teaching her, but she wanted to torture her.
I assumed that, to be honest.
I did
It was
not.
so
I'm
much more
ruined.
fun.
I'm ruined.
Oh, it was so much more fun to do that.
So currently in camp is Hodir and Mimir still training the kids, but Tiliang has gone off. Tiliang, you can arrive around the same sort of time if you like. We can all group up around, let's say, lunchtime for a meal.
Sounds good. I'll probably look over at Tiliang and how's it been going here?
The morning was kind of humorous, but then I wandered away for a bit.
Do anything fun?
Yes.
Ah,
I'm
Care to
learning
share?
the definitions of fun. I can share it at lunch,
wonderful.
possibly.
Probably stop this lot and figure out what we're doing for lunch.
Could be good to do. I'm getting rather hungry.
Yeah, and I'm sure the princess is gonna come screaming back at some point.
Possibly.
Probably. I saw her bruises. Pretty funny.
It was funnier to watch her acquire them.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh goodness. I am sad to have missed that. Oh, Mimir's back. Oh, wonderful. Right. Good. Well, glad to see you didn't miss too much. I wave absentmindedly at the ones training. So.
Hodir will skip through the fight and say that you've bested all three boys, although one of them showed promise.
Did any of them land a hit on me?
Very nearly. When the two boys split up, the one that was behind you almost managed to get a hit on you. It was one of them last second things. He shows promise.
I'll let it through. I'll take the hit.
Well, he hits you. He almost jumps back excitedly.
It was a good plan to surround me. When you fight people, it does not have to be fair.
May I ask you a question, Hodir?
Yes, go ahead.
How do you fight so well when you cannot see?
Training, practice, instincts. Once you have honed them to a certain level, you can feel attacks coming in. So even if you do not have sight, you can always tell if something is coming for your back. Plus, it helps that most people, even when they attack a blind man, tend to attack from behind to be safer. When you learn where people attack from, you know where you have to defend.
Hmm. He Bornhold will remember this.
If there is someone you cannot defeat with 2 people, then try attacking with 3. For example, you could have worked with little Snotty here. You may have hit me more.
Did you knock him out?
No, I just knocked him on his ass, but I assume like he kept attacking solo while the other 2 tried to work together, because he seems like that type of person who wants to like prove themselves alone.
Okay. So, Yerrick is very quiet. But you can see there is a... Well, no, you can't. But you can maybe hear his silence, if that makes sense. You know, when someone is not saying something. And you can hear Bornhold go into a thought as well.
Do you have something you wish to say, young warrior?
How do you fight with someone who does not want to fight? Or who
It is
wants to
diff-
fight without you?
The best way is to let them learn that attacking alone is stupid. Especially against someone who is stronger, who is older, who is bigger, and has more skill. Maybe if he gets knocked on his ass a couple more times, he will learn.
So only fight alongside those who you trust.
How do you know if you can trust someone?
I think I can trust Bornhold, and you, and Mimir, and maybe some of the other boys.
Until you have fought by someone, and they have come through for you, you cannot tell if you can trust them. You 2 worked well together, but can you guarantee that he would take a sword for you, or you would for him?
No.
There you go. That is when you will know.
Thoughtful silence. Is there anything Mimir would like to do? Everyone's back now, so you can regroup, or you can do something else privately before.
I think he would have taken a little bit of extra one-on-one time with the females for a bit.
Okay.
What is focusing on the boys that are ready, and just kind of like let the rest of the boys practice amongst each other.
They could have been watching us if they liked.
Okay. And what would you be specifically doing with them?
I think I would have been working with exercises more where they're paying more attention to their surroundings, even if it's just like a passive thing, because females out in the world.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So they apply themselves. Perhaps the youngest gets a bit confused, but not the oldest, but the second oldest shows a lot of promise.
Okay.
Of the 5, do you know what ages they are?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
We'll say that Hrodglod is the youngest, who often gets confused, but Aloth is not the oldest, but she shows a lot of promise as she seems to take the training on almost naturally.
Okay.
You know, she's that one kid in PE class that can do everything.
Oh, I know that kid. Okay. Alright. That info there. I would advise Olaf to keep an eye out on Rodglad since she's younger. You know, she may not understand these lessons or why they're so important as well yet. And so I think she may not take it in as fast.
Okay, Mimir. You want to stick by her side, or do you just mean on the road?
I think kind of stick by her side. I mean, to be honest, if you did not see our parents in the camp, they are probably dead, and you guys are the best family you will have as sisters at this point. And I know how important siblings, but especially sisters, are.
I think I understand that. Would you like me to break it to her?
It may come better.
I will wait until she trusts me more.
Okay.
And she looks kind of upset, as you would, even admitting that you've accepted that is actually addressing it. She's looking a bit torn up by it, and perhaps using Hrodglod to deflect her own discomfort.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we should probably go get some lunch then.
Lunch sounds good. And the kids will all begin to pack up the equipment they've been using to train, and make their way back to the tent where they know they have supplies. It's up to adults. It's up to you whether you stay with them or whether you head into town and go for some food somewhere else. You have supplies enough to last you another couple of days. No one's done any trade yet during your visit at this city, and it might be good to put some of your gold towards supplies if you're planning on traveling anywhere.
Right, so, hi all. How's the morning? No, cool.
Anyone?
Don't all speak at once.
It was good. I trained people.
I know, I saw the princess.
Hmm.
She is
Thank
just
you.
so frustrated with you. It's wonderful.
Well, it is difficult to learn sometimes, especially
know.
when you've been brought up like that.
I know. What are you trying to teach her anyways? I have the faintest idea.
Patience, discipline,
Okay.
shutting up.
God, that's gonna take her forever.
I think so.
Especially the shutting up bit.
Oh yeah, she is not good at that one. Right. Keep it up. It's driving her mental. It's great.
Would you like to come and join?
Her training? No.
You could train her for a day if you like.
Oh, yes, that actually sounds fabulous.
Well, she seems to respond better to you than to most people.
That's not necessarily a good thing. But perhaps it wouldn't be a bad idea if I took a day of training with her.
Sure.
So. Right. Are we figuring out lunch? What are we doing next anyways?
I have to go find a priest, or a procession of priests, or something like that.
Oh yeah, there's some big guy coming into town today.
I have to find him.
Alright. Don't kill him. I know that sounds weird.
I don't believe I've killed anyone since we have met. I don't know why you think I would.
I know, I got that warning earlier today. That's the only real reason why I'm putting it out there.
Okay. Well, I will do my best not to kill a person I have never met.
Excellent life plan. There's, yeah, I met with a bunch of people earlier today. All of them lot. It's very interesting. Including that priest I think you were meeting with earlier. Yesterday. Not today.
He was not very smart.
No. which is surprising considering he leads quite a few people. He's
Hmm.
really well respected.
You don't need to be smart to lead. You just have to be believable.
It's fair enough. They, good number of people look up to him. Somehow he thinks I'm wise, so there's something clearly wrong.
I make no comment on this.
Thank you.
Well, at least you know where you are.
Exactly. Anyways, yeah. Maybe when there's not so many of the wee ones around, I can fill you in on maybe what was discussed. It's, no. It's been a weird morning.
It has been very calm here.
Well, that's
Yes.
good.
Some of the older children are learning good. I think they will become strong fighters.
Yes,
Oh, good.
a couple really show promise. I think we should watch Bornhild a little bit closer though, because I don't trust this change yet. Bornhild,
Who is that?
Snotty.
Oh, somebody
Oh,
got
yes,
it.
yes, okay. Tiliang, have you tried out your new bow yet?
I have not. I think I'll do that this after lunch.
Okay, well, I will stay around. I would like to see how it works for you, and then I will go see the priest after that.
Absolutely, I will make sure. Well, we'll do it directly after lunch then, if that works.
Yes, I do not know much about archery. I can throw an axe, but that is about it.
We all have our strengths. I can't swing a stick as well as you can.
You make that sound a little silly.
I apologize. I have great respect and faith in your abilities.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So food.
Yes.
I think that's what we're doing.
There's a plethora of places you can eat. Would you like to go somewhere nice and mainstream, seedy and cheap?
Probably
Close
Some
works.
great descriptors.
Probably seedy and cheap because we do have quite a few mouths.
Would you like to go to a restaurant, or would you like to go to a trade point and buy supplies?
Supplies, I think, would work.
Well,
for
it's
me.
probably, yeah.
Fortunately, my book has things to say about this.
Oh, good.
We also decided, Scrat, that Elandra's gonna train the princess one day.
I did hear that as I was leaving.
Okay, good.
And that's I'm nerve sighted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who isn't?
So
I want to
nerve-sighted.
be there to see that. Not Hodir, just your dog. I want a dog.
Oh.
Okay, so with regards to supplies, you can buy supplies for a week for 1 gold.
Fantastic.
If there were less of you in your party, it would obviously last a lot longer, but the size of your party, a gold will only buy you 1 week's worth.
Do we need to worry about, like, the supplies going off or anything like that? Or
We'll say no. They are specifically designed for desert travel. They're grains and
dried
things, yeah, that are
Preserved.
dried and you know, things like weevils can be a problem, but as long as you check the stock before you buy, you're right.
Do we have any idea how long we're going to be traveling when we get off?
do we know when we are leaving?
Mm-hmm.
We should probably figure that out.
We have the revenge of Tiliang to sort out.
Okay.
I think Elandra has some strange scheme cooked up.
I don't yet. Give me
You're
time.
working on one?
No, they always just tend to find me.
Okay. I think it would be good. Maybe if we spend a week, 2 weeks here, we train the children. Are we in a hurry to get anywhere? I do not believe so.
I have
No.
nowhere to.
Well, after the months it took to get here, I I am not in a huge hurry to get us home. I realize that is not going to happen quickly.
Okay.
I'm just always looking for jobs, so really, I can keep myself amused here for a bit. As long as we eventually leave town, I'm good. I wouldn't mind staying a little bit longer to see how things play out in this place.
Your scheme that you do not have.
I
See how
don't
it
have a
works out.
scheme. I just may have told some people that it's a good idea, that maybe they should take back the city. Anyways, come on, see if that goes anywhere.
Yes, that is most definitely not a scheme.
Yeah, I'm not benefiting anything from it. Although we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Wandering through the trade post, the Princess Christinia will see you all, and wanders over meekly. Good afternoon.
Ah! There you are. How you holding up?
You know, I'm good. I'm fine. Fine. Just fine.
Yeah? Yeah?
Learning.
Yeah?
So much
Yeah?
learning.
Yeah.
Learning lots.
She's got bruises on her arms, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I just put my hand on her arm?
She like just sort of closes her eyes and winces a little. It's not as bad as the stick that Hoda was using earlier, so yeah, she's like, this is fine. It's fine.
Right. That's all I
You
wanted.
may want to get some salve for those bruises.
Isn't that cheating?
No.
Well, I don't know. Okay, I'll go and get some salve for the bruises. Thank
If you want to, go for it.
She hesitates for the longest time. She is so torn. Mimir said it's like Mum said it's okay, but Dad said it's not. You know?
No, he said if you want to, go for it. Like, you know.
Yeah, but that's not how she heard it. She hesitates. Actually, I'm changed my mind. I think I'm fine.
Hmm.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I will see you tomorrow for training.
How long will we need to train before I can go back and take back my father's city?
It depends if you want to train properly, or if you want to train just enough to die in battle.
I don't want to die in battle.
Well, then at least a couple of weeks here, and then on the road as well.
Oh! Oh, that's not as bad. I thought you were going to say years. Okay.
I mean,
Would you like to train for years? Because I have the time.
Maybe. Why don't we train for a couple of weeks, then go and take back the capital, and then I can employ you as a royal trainer.
It sounds like heaven on earth. I cannot wait.
Yay!
I'm stifling a laugh at this point.
Is
I
this
think it's great.
is this a sign that I'm learning the thing?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, did you figure out the thing yet?
I got an idea or two.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna head back to camp.
Alright, bye! We'll see you there.
See you.
Don't get lost.
Just because I've only been in the camp one night, I know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
And she leaves again.
Excellent. I watch her as she leaves, though, because I'm half expecting her to try to steal something as she's heading out towards camp.
You don't see her steal anything, but one moment she's walking along normally, the next minute she's walking along eating a banana.
So, if we're gonna stay here for a week, I did learn that Xanathar might be promoted and moved out of here.
I should point out it was Xantar, not the famous I've forgotten the name for
Beholder.
the Beholder thing from D&D.
It is me.
I don't know, I'm just now convinced it's a holder, so headcanon accepted.
Well, I'm sure he's not moving right away. It gives you time to prepare.
It does. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just information I wanted to make sure we were all aware of.
Okay.
Are we making a plan for today, or are you waiting, or?
I believe we're going to. Well, I am going to watch Tiliang shoot her bow and arrow quickly, just to see how it works and how good it is, etc.
Yeah.
And then I'm heading off to go hunt down the priest.
I'm probably gonna follow Hodor actually while he goes finds the priest, to be honest, because that's intriguing now.
Oh God.
So you're not telling Hodor that you're doing this, you're just following?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I love it. It's great. Well, okay. So first of all, let's go and do the bow shooty thing. Tiliang, if you'd like to fire some shots, you can do so. Is there anywhere particular you would like to go?
If there is a possible place to hunt, so the ammunition expired could garner something for her, that'd be good. Or if there's like I don't know if there'd be like a public shooting range or anything like that. Otherwise, just I mean, she'd want some sort of target that she could possibly retrieve arrows from, but she also doesn't want to...
It's more likely for you to find a target than it is to find game. This close, it's a city, you know.
We could just use a sack and paint around it.
Yeah, so set up some sort of target thing, and you'll hear... Upon next success, you'll hear it sink into this bag of sand.
Okay. Do you want to fire some test shots? Ranged, that'd be a skill ranged attack. Or ranged
Glad you
weapon,
said-
sorry.
Because otherwise I would have rolled the damage again.
Ooh, one and a complication. Can you roll me the damage dice, please?
Yes.
Okay, so with 6 damage and a complication, the first arrow you fire sinks into the target well enough, not dead on bullseye on only one success, but it hits the sack and immediately tears a massive hole in it, spilling most of the contents. Like, the arrow almost goes clean through.
Oh my.
That sounded impressive.
It was indeed. Thank
So
you
it
very
sounds
much.
like you have a good bow.
I think I do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it is not a problem. I was not going to do anything with that money anyway.
I will put it to good use.
I think you already have.
Yes. Alright, well,
Might I suggest that might be your best thing to use?
I think it is. That's one heck of a result.
You know what? With a bow like this, you could maybe just ambush that man you do not like in an alley.
That's what I'm saying.
Pretty good plan.
Element of surprise, and wouldn't have to leave town necessarily if it's done properly.
And then you can hack his head off.
I don't know about doing that. I'll be happy if he's just dead.
Oh no, it's easy to get rid of the body if you have it in parts.
Oh. Okay.
You know, nothing you say surprises me anymore.
Oh, it's good.
I mean, it makes sense. You wouldn't need a person-sized hiding place anymore. She makes herself a little sick thinking about it and kind of... Anyway, so...
I'll just spend too much time with pirates, guys.
Yeah, that's... Thanks for the idea. I think I'm gonna do that. Yes.
Go have a little scout around the town, maybe, and see if there are any good strategic positions where to ambush.
That's an excellent idea. Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you very much.
You
So-
could take Mimir or Elandra with you. They might be able to help.
It's getting around that sort of time, Hodir, when you know you should be heading in to go and see the priest. So I don't know if Elandra wants to make an excuse to carry on following Hodir, or whether you would want to accompany or suggest that Mimir goes instead. It's up to you.
That was just like a kind of, stick together just in case you accidentally run into guards, or every time Hodir goes away, everyone gets in trouble.
I would beg to differ. You guys got in trouble while Mimir was gone.
Yeah.
Hodir
I blame the
fixed the
princess. Yeah. I blame the princess on that one.
trouble. I feel like someone was not looking after. Well, not looking after. Someone was not babysitting the princess like they should.
I tried. I told her to keep them
Clearly did not. It was like
Um,
20 minutes we were gone and
I
already.
know.
Then we're all complicit in what she's ever doing right now. Because we've let her go off by herself. She has no minders.
But she's all bruised and embarrassed.
She was rather tired and defeated today. She'll probably be a little subdued.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
grand.
That was the best show I've seen in ages.
Sorry to have missed it. I just saw
No.
the bruises after, and it was fun to poke fun at her, quite literally.
And not to belittle the training at all. I can definitely see the benefit in it.
Well, it takes time to learn.
It takes time to learn everything that's worth knowing.
I must go see a priest and not kill him. So I will be back later.
Is
Potentially.
that how we denote things? We kill this, don't kill that now. Is that
Well, I was told not to kill him, even though the thought had not entered my mind. So
Oh, that's good.
I have to keep reminding myself now that there are certain people I should not kill. Even though
I would
Totally
believe
good.
that in most people you should not kill.
I haven't killed anyone.
Kill unless-
This
exactly,
whole
you should
time
not
it-
kill unless you have to.
I feel I do not need to be told not to kill people. I do that naturally, but it's fine.
Mind if you had some company? I wouldn't mind meeting this priest, or at least seeing how this goes. I won't kill either.
No, yes, that is fine.
Excellent.
Well, we should go now.
You should. Let's head off.
Okay. So, and on you merrily go. You, Elandra, are going with Hodir as a group now, not following, but together.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said yes. Otherwise, I would have followed.
Yeah, no, you're perfectly welcome to come along.
Excellent.
Okay, so you guys can head into town towards the procession. You will see that they have set out a square, which looks to have some sort of event going on there. So you could stop there to see things. It looks like there's going to be some sort of meeting or something go on, or you can try and figure out where they're going to stay the night if you want to try and get a private conversation. It's up to you.
Well, seeing as Elandra's here, I will ask her assistants to find the person. Was it the procession, or was it just a specific person that we were looking for or told about?
He's a specific person, but he is almost guaranteed to be accompanied by a procession.
Yeah. So I'd like to locate the specific person I was pointed towards.
Is the priest from this morning around at all?
No.
Oh, damn. Cool. Otherwise, he would have been perfect.
You could go and try and look for him.
Right. I'd like to look around, see if I can find him or find somebody who would look like they're probably this big priest dude.
Okay. So if you would like to garner some rumors, I would like a I'm not gonna do this as carousing now. We are past that. Maybe give me a society or persuade roll.
Well, those are about the same. Cool. Hey.
On a 1, you can find one of the people that you met in the chamber earlier, or at least recognized, maybe not met, but saw. And they say, "Hello, sister.
Hi.
The priest waits at the final destination, inn," and gives you an address.
Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. And I just kind of help lead Hodir. I'm like, all right, I got a place. Let's do this.
Are we going to see the priest that I need to see?
I'm told yes.
Okay, then let's go.
Let's head out.
Pan across to Tiliang and Mimir. Do you take to the rooftops to try and scout out places that you could perform an assassination attempt?
I think that would be the smart thing to do. Just kind of get a feel for the area.
Tilliang would take that. She wouldn't have that idea on her own, but after Mimir suggested it, would very much do it.
Hmm. Can I grab some observation rolls from you?
Yeah.
Look at you two go. Shame your momentum pool is full, otherwise you'd be getting tons of momentum. So, as you guys are going around, you see all sorts of places. You'll also see, as you go along, you will see Xantar leading 10 men down the street.
That does not seem like normal behavior. Do you have any idea of where everybody else went?
Well, they were just going to talk to the priest at the temple, I thought. I don't see any fires, and they're not,
Where is the temple?
It's over back, kind of director.
We
Or
may
direct
want to.
them.
We may want to see if we can potentially beat them to it once we confirm that's the direction they're headed. Because I have a feeling.
It is the direction Alondra's in, and the princess at this point, so...
So do you head away, or do you follow?
We could do that, or we could do the reckless thing. How confident are you in that bow?
Well, after that test, I'm quite confident. It's a fine piece of weaponry.
They do not know you are here.
No.
And the longer we are in town, the higher chance of them eventually spotting you. I think if you get spotted, and we have no idea how long it is before this guy moves on to the next spot, so this may be your best chance for that.
They are marching,
You feel
so I
comfortable.
will need to rush a decision. There's not much time for conversation. There's going to have to be a yes or a no. Do you fire, or do you continue to talk?
She pulls a bow out of, or arrow out of the quiver and knocks it and takes a shot.
Before you take a shot, roll me a quick observation.
Sure.
You notice that they are heading towards a square. Looks like the square has been meted out ready for a parade or procession, probably something to do with Hodir's priest. Do you still fire?
No, she'll looking down, she'll kind of put it together and lower the weapon and say, that might disrupt what Hodor's doing, and we have time. I can miss this opportunity if it means he gets to do what he needs.
Yes, but what he needs, from what I was understanding, is meeting with priests that have been planning a thing. And I don't think that guards usually walk in flanks like that. That has not been my experience. Maybe, if nothing else, we follow, and if we see trouble break out, at least we're in a position where they do not know where we are, and we have some sort of advantage over them.
Let's do that.
As you follow, I'll use your previous 2 observation rolls because apparently you guys can't do anything except for get 2 successes. As you carry on, you can find a vantage point which shows you the whole square as this procession leads into the square. Also, with your keen eyes, you will see Hodor and Elandra leaving. The guards head towards the square, and the 10 men spread out, and the Xantar walks into the center and sort of throws he's wearing a cape. God knows why he's wearing a cape in the heat, but he's wearing a cape and he throws it over his shoulder. It's only like a single shoulder cape. And he throws it back, striking a pose. I don't know if any of you have played like Sniper Elite or anything like that, but you know when the target's standing in an obvious place?
Yeah, Tillian takes a shot.
In the middle of the square, like all eyes are on him at the moment. To be very clear.
Yeah, she'll wait.
Just teasing this shot. Just teasing it. The procession arrives. And the priest steps down from this chair being carried by some people. And walks forward, and it's kind of distant, but you can sort of hear, "Thank you. It's been a difficult journey, and I appreciate the chair ride into your city, and look forward to your protection whilst I stay here." Of course, you are under the protection of Xantar and the Akolonian army. You are safe in this city, my friend. Come, let us see you to your the place we have set for you, an inn on the side of the town. Yes, I very much appreciate that. I look forward to enjoying your hospitality. How's Tilliang doing? Still holding off?
She's probably only not taking the shot because she's shaking a little bit now. She's so, like, just angry at seeing him and being successful.
Yeah, the mirror would see this. Maybe now is not the time. Let's go back to camp.
Okay.
You're shaking pretty bad there. You like this.
You see that moment again as the marked man stands in front of the carriage alone as the person goes to step back in, smiling around at the crowd, who are not looking to him very kindly, and he seems to enjoy that.
That's gonna be enough. And I think I'm gonna take the shot, and my apologies to anybody that thinks that's the wrong thing to do.
He turns and begins walking back towards the thing, so you've got a clear shot at his back.
Sure. I am gonna spend a momentum. Oh wait, that gives us an extra die, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna use since we're full, and I really want this to be a success. Do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 3 successes. 3 successes. I mean, unless he's got no idea, he's got his back to you. There is no way no way that he is going to be able to defend this. So why don't you roll me a damage roll?
That's max damage right there.
Max damage.
Yeah.
I
Let's have a look
step
at this.
away for 1 second.
What have we got? We've got 1, 2...
This is what happens when you leave.
Poda leaves and then everything goes crazy.
So we've got 5 damage and
Great.
2 effects.
Wonderful.
Did you take down the effects on your bow?
I have piercing 1 and volley.
Ooh, so
Oh.
piercing it, first of all, it ignores armor. This person, Xantar goes down with the arrow. And guards quickly surround him and drag his corpse away in a protective ring. There's like 5 of them that go away. The other 5 immediately run to the priest as the crowd begins to scream and dispersed.
Let's get out of here. We
Yes.
aren't looking at the rooftops, but it won't be long, I'm sure.
We leave.
That's just a straight up assassination.
I feel guilty, but I don't.
Don't.
No, not this time. The other 2 she's killed. A little bit. This one.
The other 10 times, you know. But this one, no.
Unfortunately, though, you do not see his body to confirm the kill.
That's alright.
Hodor and Alandra, you will wait at the bar for some time. The inn where your friend sent you the address. They you know, they just don't turn up for a long time. Could just be a really slow procession. Do you do anything while you wait?
I'm happy to sit here.
Yeah. Alandra's probably wondering if something's gone wrong. Because that's normally what happens. Is things go wrong. So she's a little antsy. I wonder if somebody actually shot him. Can you imagine? Hopefully nobody actually did. It'd be awful.
What, someone killed the priest?
I don't know. It's taking longer than it should, isn't it? Am I just impatient? Probably.
I have no comment for that.
I know you don't. I'm aware I can probably just have the whole conversation to myself, and you would have no comment and therefore agree with most of my own insults against myself. So,
I don't think not commenting is agreement, but if you would like to think that, that is fine.
you're an interesting sort. You know that?
I mean, I've been with myself my whole life, so maybe I've just gotten used to it.
Probably. That's what happens. You spend too much time with yourself and you start getting complacent. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm sure the priest will show up soon. It's supposed to be the end of the procession, so...
Well,
wait and see.
I am in no hurry, so when he shows up, he shows up.
As long as he does show up. Otherwise, I have a talk with that. I don't know who the hell that was. No, I do, but... It'll be
It
fine.
seemed like he liked you.
Oh, that's typical.
People typically like you. This is not my experience.
I know. I don't normally give off that to you lot.
Hmm.
People who don't know me for longer than 30 seconds tend to like me.
Okay.
After that, it's up in the air.
And the princess.
There is also that princess. There's no accounting for taste with that one. So...
Tiliang, you will know from yesterday's excitement that you only need to move a few streets to be lost in the babble of the city. However, to begin making that transition, can you please do me an athletics or acrobatics check? Both of you, Mimir and Tiliang. So, Mimir, that's 1 on a complication, correct? Is it a
think
complication? Whoa, I've just made the chat screen big. That was scary.
Oh no, it's not pulling up anything. It's just 0.
Yeah, no, so if you hover over the dice rolls, you can see that...
Yeah, it's not showing. That's what I'm saying.
So, Tiliang got a 2 and a 20, so that is a complication. And you rolled a 17 and an 18. Which is bad rolls, but no complications. Tiliang, you can jump over the first rooftop, but the complication will be that you've jumped a gap that Mimir cannot jump.
Ouch! It's okay, I am probably better off on the ground.
Just stares for a brief second at Mimir, like, sorry, you can't come this way.
Okay.
Tiliang would actually jump down from her building too, and stick with Mimir.
Oh, decision. Nice. You can hear guards nearby beginning to search the streets as guards are piling out of their stations.
We need to find a place to stash that bow.
Yes, we do.
I'm gonna look around and see if I see a place where we would be able to just dump it for a bit. That'd be an observation, correct?
Yeah, you can, if you use an observation, unless there's anything more appropriate. Also maybe survival or thievery. I imagine finding a good place to hide something would also be a good way of looking for things that are hidden. Similar trait. I think that's about it, though. Okay, so between the pair of you, you both spot this same place. It's perhaps there is a trough laying against a wall which looks unused. Covered with a lid, it looks old and dry. There's no water in it.
Okay. This looks like a good spot.
Yes, it does. Tuck it
Take
away.
note of other stuff around real quick so that we can come back and retrieve it later.
Tiliang quickly does just that.
Quickly is the operative word, as you hear from the alley mouth. Check down these alleys! They are right behind the building where the shooting took place! Yes, sir! And you hear footsteps heading not directly your way. And these are, imagine a maze of alleyways. So if you want to avoid people, it's quite easy.
Yes, would very much like to avoid people.
So that's probably stealth stuff at that point, right?
Yes.
Pretty sure.
Stealth would be fantastic, actually.
Where? Up there.
Ooh.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
With one success succeeds, so I need to think of a cunning complication. 2 success is more than a success, so you gain back the momentum you spent. As Tiliang can easily make their way somewhere else into the in the landscape. The nice thing about having all these crowds is you can just join a crowd and you'll be okay. The complication, Mimir. No, you just get away. You just get away. I'll give you this one for free.
Okay.
So yeah, you can join some crowds near the alleys.
Okay.
After about probably 2 hours of waiting, how bored is Elandra?
Pretty bored. She has been people watching this entire time.
Yep, and this place has been kept deliberately quiet, ready for the priest.
Yeah.
So,
She hasn't had much to do.
It's like 2 people.
yeah, the barman keeps refreshing the crisps on the bar.
I've probably tried to talk the ear off of the barman.
The barman never says a word in response.
I know, it's been great.
Not sure if not listening or not talking can't talk, maybe?
Who knows?
But after these 2 hours, guards pile into this room. They immediately march up to the barman, and one of them says, "Have there been any disturbances here, or any suspicious folk?" Gestures to YouTube. What is your purpose here?
Oh, you talking to me?
Yes, you too.
Well. Oda?
Hmm?
Got some guards asking why we're spending our time here.
Some guards are here. Okay. What do they want?
I want to know why we've been spending our afternoon here. A day here, whatever it is.
We are here to meet the priest.
With what intent?
Advice, counsel, guidance. Why else would you want to meet a priest?
There has been an attempt on the priest's life. I'd like to check you both for weapons, if that's okay.
I just have my staff, but you can feel free.
Most of Alondra have on her the dagger, and she's like, whatever.
Would you mind if I confiscate this?
Gonna return it to me later?
I'll leave it behind the bar.
Wonderful.
How was the priest attacked?
Yeah.
Someone shot from the rooftops and hit the captain of the guard.
And you
Ah.
suspect me of this?
I do not, but I do not want to be too careful.
It's fair.
We have
Damn
been charged
shame.
with looking after the priest. He is okay. He is back at the guard station, getting his wounds seen to.
Oh, he lived.
He was wounded.
Good on him.
Badly wounded. It was a barbaric arrow. It hit with so much force. Straight through his armor. I don't know if he'll ever be able to swing a sword again.
Oof. Yeah, that's a bit of a career killer, isn't it? Right. Well,
Okay.
good to know. We'll be cautious, and if we see anybody else wandering around with a bow and arrow, we will definitely let you know.
Yes, I will definitely keep an eye out for anyone suspicious.
Thank you. Okay, bring him in. And the priest enters with another guard. Oh, thank you. I'm very appreciative of the extra care you've taken with me. Hello, hello. This is where I will be staying. Good. It waves at you sheepishly.
No, I didn't see that.
Very exciting.
Let me give it a holder. The priest he waved at you. I think he might try to get your attention.
Is he here now? Good.
Yes.
I would like to speak to him.
Right. Probably not just yell out priest, should I? That's probably a poor plan. I'm gonna just slowly approach the priest with Coder. Sir?
Yes, hello.
Hi. My friend here has been looking forward to meeting you.
Oh, after such an exciting day. Good, good. How can I help you?
Oh dear.
Well, maybe you would like to sit.
Yes. Do you drink wine?
Not often.
Okay. And you?
I do. So if you need a drinking partner,
Yes, bring over some wine and water. Sorry, I realize that you cannot see when I am looking at you. Would you like some water? He puts a hand on your knee.
Yes, I will take water, thank you.
And some water, please. How can I help you?
Well, I came here to... Well, while I was here, I visited the local priest, I guess he is, to seek some guidance on the gods. He did not have an answer for me, so he told me that you were coming and that I should talk to you.
And are you often the sort of man that seeks your answers in other men? I was 100% innocent there.
It was someone else who made me laugh there.
I just started laughing. I'll take ownership of that one.
Only when I cannot find the answer inside myself.
What do you get from your self-reflection? What does your god tell you to do?
All sorts of things. He tells me to go this way, he tells me to go that way, he tells me to break something. I have no idea what it is.
And do you listen? Are you a willing subject?
Sometimes.
Ah. What is it that you want from me?
I would just like to know... why the gods ask us, why the gods try to guide us. What is it they want?
Well, it depends on the god, really. Some speculate that the gods were people of old who did such great things during their life that they became gods. Others say that the gods were a divine entity that have forever existed and created us. What is it that you believe?
Sometimes I wonder if I am being punished.
Punished?
Yes.
Your god asks you to do things. Do you not feel the satisfaction for completing his tasks?
Not really. He is a little annoying.
You find your god annoying? He spits wine a little bit.
Alondra's loving this. I really do need to talk to your god.
Oh, feel free. It would be nice for him to have someone else to talk to be honest.
I thought you were talking about torture, but meaning me and the princess, but good. Good to know it's not just us.
I mean, you know, he is annoying, yes.
God is annoying. This is the first time I have heard this. Usually people come to me saying that they are, they cannot hear from their gods. What does their god want them to do so they can earn their greater graces? How can I be a better person? You wish for your god to be less annoying?
I would like maybe to find out how to make him happy so he would shut up for a bit.
I feel like your motives are bad, but your actions are good.
I mean,
Have you
I don't really... I was never particularly devout.
Oh.
And then when I lost my sight, now I have him in my head. And sometimes he guides me, sometimes he asks things of me, sometimes it's just a feeling that I should go a certain direction.
It seems
Sometimes
you have
I
a
don't.
close bond with your god.
Perhaps.
Is he telling you to go in a certain direction right now?
Is he?
To be fair, since you've been in the city, you've not heard much from them.
Yeah. He's been a bit quiet recently. I destroyed something for him that he was bugging me about. And since then, he seems to have slacked off for now, but...
Ah, so you did what he asked, and now he is quiet?
yes, much like a child.
Perhaps he waits for you to be ready before he gives you another task.
Hmm.
Why is it that you do not wish to spend your life in devotion to your god?
I'm not a priest.
You could be.
I have no interest in being a priest for any god.
I mean, you can't see the change on his expression, but you probably hear him take the drink of wine. And tell me, what is so bad about being a priest?
There's nothing bad about being a priest. This is just not for me. I'm a warrior.
Oh. Okay.
Hence why I feel like this is a punishment or a curse. Forever being given tasks by a god who won't shut up.
A warrior who has the voice of his god in his head.
I never said he was my god. I just said he talked to me.
I don't think it was your choice.
It was not my choice, no.
Were you to harness this, you could be one of the greatest warriors of all. Who needs
Also-
sight when you have divine intervention?
I don't need the intervention. I was happy wandering the wilderness until I was taken.
Yeah, slavers.
Yes.
Hmm.
I hope them no ill will.
Truly.
Hmm.
That is most peculiar. Most would take offense.
Things happen. If you cannot move past them, then you get stuck.
Perhaps it is your nature that attracts your god to you.
So you're saying I should change my nature, and maybe he would go away?
No, I'm just saying that you are blessed. Some men strive all their lives for this sort of connection with a god.
Hmm. Well, if you know any, send them my way and I can give them this one.
I will think on you when I do my prayers this evening.
I will mention you when I do mine.
Not a priest, but still you pray.
Hmm.
Well, it has been a most exciting day. I look forward to speaking to you again, but I will need some time to think on your special case. And I will also need some time to rest.
Okay. Well, it has been a eventful day for you, no doubt.
Oh, you should have seen it. That was an arrow the length of my arm that went straight through this poor guard captain.
I somewhat suspect even if I was there, I would not have seen it.
I was not making a joke, my friend.
I was.
Oh,
His humor takes some getting used to.
I see. A pleasure. Nods head at you, Elandra, and taps your shoulder, Hordia.
It was interesting to meet you.
And,
At least you had some useful information.
and you are a special case, one that will trouble me.
I've heard that before.
As he walks past the bar, he says, "Can you pass me some more of them crisps, please? I'd like to take them to my room." And makes his way upstairs.
Well, that was very interesting. I'm not sure how useful though.
It's entertaining nonetheless. Interesting sort. So it's your
priest?
god. Yeah, well, your priest, your god. The whole thing.
Okay.
Bartender, can I get my knife back, please?
I think the guard took it, did he?
Yeah, but he said he put it behind the bar.
Okay.
Passes the knife across.
Thank you. Wonderful. Not that I need it for anything, but, you know. When duty calls.
What do you do?
Want to head back to the others? Make sure they haven't caused too much trouble?
Sure. I see no reason to stay here anymore.
Me neither. Right. Let's go. And we'll go try to find the others.
Yes.
Are you looking for them in the city or meeting them?
Probably go back to camp. It's probably too much crazy hectic.
I would like to go back to camp.
Okay. So you guys would like to go back to camp. Mimir and Tiliang, what do you do?
I think we would have eventually made our way back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe take a little bit longer just to be sure, because we know we did some shit there.
Yeah, the camp would be Tiliang's kind of only place she could think of to go, but would not beeline there. So.
Okay, yeah. You cautiously make your way back. And you can arrive at the camp. Perhaps not at the same time. We'll say that Hodir and Alandra get there first, as they sure, they were waiting a long time, but after the priest was there, they really weren't a long time with the priest, and the priest would have been rushed back to the hotel, whereas you would have spent most of the afternoon avoiding patrols and things. So again, it's got quite late. When you get back to camp, Hodir and Elandra, you can see the princess has taken a stick and is copying some of the drills that the kids are doing. Or trying to. Not involved with them, just watching and trying to copy.
Oh, this is funny.
What is that?
She seems to be... She's got a stick, the princess. She found herself a stick.
Okay.
And she's trying to mimic what some of the other kids are doing.
Interesting.
I think she's trying to skip some of the training lessons and thinks she can move right to something more advanced.
Would you like to deal with this?
Admittedly, I'm a little intrigued to see how you would deal with this, purely because I missed this morning.
Okay. Well, come with me then.
Excellent.
And you'll have to guide me to where she is. I don't know.
Yeah. That's perfectly fine. So I lead him right up to...
She probably spots us before we get within,
Yeah.
like...
When she spots you, she goes all nervous and like almost drops the stick and like stands still. And she's looking at Elandra.
Hey, she's letting us stand still.
Finally.
She looks to Elandra like,
No.
Hello, princess.
"Hello, Hodir."
I heard you were copying the children.
Didn't think it would hurt to practice.
It never hurts to practice. What were you practicing?
The sword?
With a stick?
The stick?
You were practicing the stick.
It's not a common... I was practicing the sword with a stick.
Okay. How have you done? Have you learnt anything?
I have learned that you can swing the sword lots of different ways.
And how does that help you?
Well, if I had a sword, I would know lots of ways to swing the sword. Or at least start to learn them.
And that is what you learned today.
No. The real lesson was this morning when I learned that the teacher is boss.
No?
Damn.
You're getting further away from the answer as you keep guessing.
Do you mean that my guesses are getting more wrong, or that when I guess I'm making the answer badly?
Yes.
Are you cross that I was practicing?
You can do whatever you like. You are the one who asked to train with me, Princess. If you wish, you can train with Alandra, you can train with Mimir. You can train with the children if you like. I'm not forcing you to do any of this.
Pain on her face. You can't see it, but you might be able to feel it. I want to train with you, Hodin.
Well, then I will see you in the morning. Feel free to keep practicing with your stick.
Utter confusion crosses her face. Complete and utter confusion. She doesn't say anything in response. If you leave, she'll watch you leave. If you don't leave, she'll stare at you having a bit of an apoplexy.
I'll head off towards where the children are and say, "Good night, Princess."
I hang around the princess for an extra few seconds, for a little bit after he leaves.
She wants to torture her some more.
Good night. Oh dear.
So?
Elander, what on earth is he talking about?
You haven't figured it out yet?
How have you figured it out so quickly?
Darling, I've been traveling around the world a lot longer than you. You learn things.
Is he truly not angry that I'm practicing the sword?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Well, you're gonna need to figure that out, aren't you? Especially if you're training with him tomorrow morning. Have a good night, princess. And she'll leave.
She doesn't pick up the stick again. She doesn't keep training. After about 5 minutes of standing and staring, she realizes what she's doing and starts making her own way back. Perhaps as Mimir and Tilian get back to camp. She's sort of dragging this stick back to where it lives.
Look, we're all defeated again.
Looks quite defeated.
I don't understand what Hoda's teaching me, but I think that's the point.
The point of being taught things is to learn things you don't understand. So far so good.
Did you do this training, Tiliang?
No, I apprenticed in the mines.
Uh-huh. I remember you saying.
See, the thing is every teacher's different.
Every teacher's different and different subjects. I learned how to hit targets that were rocks, not people.
I mean, some things will translate, of course, and that's the end goal. They all have different methods.
Indeed. I do see value in Hoder's methods.
You see the value?
Yes. think about soldiers and what they have to do. Warriors, like Hodor.
They don't just stand, do they?
Sometimes, but sometimes you...
Sometimes the biggest thing a person has to learn is how to listen to others.
That, yeah.
Okay, learn to listen. Got it, learn to listen. Okay. Okay, I'll learn to listen.
It's an excellent start when you're being taught things. I would suggest arriving earlier tomorrow.
Oh dear, said I should. I will.
Alright.
And I think that's a good point to end this week's subject on. No big cliffhanger this week, just a very confused princess. I have a feeling that next week we may stay in the city for another week, if you guys are happy to.
I am enjoying myself.
I need to torture the princess some more. I'm here.
We do have to eventually go grab that bow anyways, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Teehee.
Definitely want that bow back.
Teehee. Okay, perfect.
I don't like that laugh.
I don't know what you mean. That's...
We didn't give him any doom today, I don't think.
No, I didn't ask for any either. I didn't do any doom fishing.
I was so surprised when you did the, yeah, I'll let you get away with that stealth. I was waiting for the, for doom.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I let it go.
Mm.
Oh, see?
Although, to be honest, that scene of the Tiliang's Nemesis person just standing there, that was worse than you fishing for doom. That was like dangling like temptation the entire time.
I was channeling several things there. Sniper Elite, Assassin's Creed, all them games where your target is like, look at me, I'm a target.
I'm just going to draw this red circle on my chest.
Yeah.
You don't
I'm
need to want its smugness from the person that got you into slavery.
I'm sorry that I left him dangling long enough for you to bite Tiliang. Also not, but I am.
Yeah, don't be. It was good.
Okay, well, here we are at the end. Why don't we go around, as usual, go through our favourite part, who we are, where we can find each other online, and all that other wonderful good stuff. This time we'll go around this way. We'll start with Torn Pixie Twitch. Oh, hi.
Hi. Honestly, the lead up and the escape was pretty good. I mean, wasn't assuming that would go off just because the first one went so well. I was like, this might be a bad thing to encourage, but if it goes off, it'll be great because I'll like handle the situation. So, oops, he's not dead. Far as where you can find me, Torn Pixie Twitch on Instagram and Twitter, and then YouTube at RPG Unlimited, and here on Twitch at Torn Pixie.
I'm RPG Unlimited, and then I'll do the other one when we go and say, oh, hi, to Dark Aardvark, Natalie. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi there. I am Dark Aardvark or Natalie. Either one's fine. On Twitter at Dark_Aardvark. Is the best place to catch up with me now. Might be more stuff later this year. Fingers crossed. We'll see how that goes. As for my favorite part very much was kind of having someone on one time with Mimir, and I have it in my notes. I think to remember that that the confidence that Mimir was giving Tiliang and kind of like coaching her, that if Tiliang would have been by herself, wouldn't have taken the shot. I don't think.
Oh, that's an interesting
Yeah.
development in your relationship. Actually, that's cool.
No, because
It's a Norse thing.
Yeah.
It's that leadership.
Lovely. I'm very excited to see where that carries on going. Next around we have Chaotic Rogue Natalie. Oh hi.
I love that there's two Natalies. It's still my favorite. It's great. I'm not gonna lie. My new game is Torture the Princess. I think that's
new
my new
game. New.
not new. Consistent game. That's become my new favorite thing to do, and not new as of this day, but just in general since we found her. She's just getting really fun to torture, and so it's great. Although I'm not gonna lie, Hodier's training is I'm loving it. I'm enjoying every second of it. This is great. This is gonna be so much fun, guys. This is just the entire campaign, right? Is us torturing a princess and doing training, right?
I'm not torturing the princess at all, thank you very much.
Fair enough. My perspective, torturing princesses, and training her, in theory. I don't know. Anyway, so I am Natalie, also known as Chaotic Rogue. You can find me on Twitter, just at Chaotic Rogue, whereas most of my stuff, I'm on there most regularly. Let's be real here. And I'm not intending to torture. Yeah, well, we'll see. And so you can find me, obviously, here. You can also find me on Wednesday nights on Encounter RP with the Little Busters group at 8 p.m. EST, where I play an adorable little child who likes to draw everybody as ghosts. I love playing Darcy. She's adorable. And also, you will find me at themagecollege.com, where I'm helping produce content and working with them on new stuff like their Chaotician Rogue Subclass. So, yeah. I've also got something else that I think gets announced tomorrow, so maybe just follow me on Twitter and I will reshare there.
And could
That's
you
all I got.
give a link to the Maychan College
I
as well?
can.
Thank you. And thank you so much. A pleasure as always. Lastly around, we have Sheepdog. Oh, hi, Sheepy.
Hello, I am Sheepdog, and my favourite part of this session today was probably Scrat, your ability to deal with Hodier as the princess, like to react. Like, it was very impressive, man. Like, the reactions and the, you know. So, like, I love seeing you play the princess. It's really well done. And as much as I enjoy a lot of the training scenes and everything, I'd say second place was probably training the kids. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, main one is just watching you react as the princess to everything that's going on with Hodor.
Scrat constantly as the princess. That's the game.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, she's fun to play.
If you if you want to find me, you have to stop looking. There you go.
I mean, I'm putting his
Okay,
links.
Hodier.
I'm putting his
That's
links
okay.
in the chat right now. I mean, if you wanted to. Except I messed it up because I spelt one wrong.
It's bloody, yeah, it's sheep do.
Sheep do. There you go. If you want to follow Sheepy, go and check out those links I put in chat. It's a secret, apparently.
Hush, hush. Tell no one.
It's the internet's worst kept secret. Well, that just leaves me. I had tons of fun today. My favorite bits is watching you all be sadistic around the princess, except for Hodier, who I think is genuinely trying to teach a lesson. But the princess doesn't understand that. Learning that Elandra had no idea what Hodier was trying to teach the princess, even though it happened in chat, was still
Yeah,
it broke me.
that was great.
Yeah, that was a great moment.
Other than that, I really enjoyed all of the little things that we could do today that we don't always manage to squeeze in, like, you know, video game references and stuff, a little bit of Assassin's Creed and Natalie, Dark Aardvark Natalie, it's pleases me that you are the same sort of player that I am. I also can't watch a target sitting there being all smug for more than 5 seconds without firing the shot. So
Anybody else, she might have resisted, but that son of a bee.
yeah, fantastic. Anyway, my things, social links. Guys, check out all of my things. I've got Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Go and check them all out. They're fantastic. Also, check out our Patreon. You can support us over there for as little as $1 a month. We're doing very well on our goal. Thank you all so much for the support. It's very much appreciated. We also have merch. Go and check out the merch. Get a crest on your chest. I believe if you're a member, you can get 20% discount at the minute, and that will include on my merch. We also have sponsors in Bird in the Storm Publishing, who create modules for D&D and other TTRPGs. There it is. We also have Mage Hand Press, who created the Dark Matter Alpha, a 5e expansion or sci-fi D&D. It's all good fun. It's all good fun. We play that over on Thursdays at 10 PM. We play D&D in space. It's great. Also check out our panels where we have tabletoploot.com, ruinc.com, and I'm sure I saw her in chat earlier at erasavad.com as well. Tabletop Loot, Dice, Erasavad, Dice Trays, Dice Bags and Accessories, and Ruinc, Maps, Cartography, and Cartography Lessons. Go and check them all out. I'm loving today's raid cry. Every time Hodor goes away, everyone gets in trouble. Perfect. And today we are going to be going and raiding someone who's not often online. I don't know if they're up early or we're later than normal, but they're not usually online. It's Dragons Are Cats, some Australian D&D. They're not actually playing D&D today. They're playing Undertale, but we should go and give them a bunch of support anyway because they are amazing. So thank you very much, everyone. I will see you all in that chat. That's not how you spell his name. There it is. Yeah, we'll see you all in chat. Keep on evoking emotions, and until next time, we will see you later on. Talk about us on Twitter and Discord. We would love to see all about your reactions and stuff. So, see you next time. Bye!
Bye.